Welcome back to the Brain Sculpt channel. Picture this. You've met someone who seems absolutely perfect. Things are going great, but suddenly she loses interest. Ever wondered why this happens? Imagine being on cloud nine. Everything is just peachy. But then, out of the blue, the woman you've been seeing, who is equally excited about you, suddenly cools off. It's a common scenario, isn't it? You're not alone. It's a widespread phenomenon that has left many scratching their heads. This is where we introduce the concept of the attraction killer. A subtle, often overlooked factor that can turn a promising connection into a fleeting memory. It's not about being unattractive or undesirable, but rather about a specific behavior that can inadvertently dampen the spark. So are you ready to uncover this mystery? To understand what could be silently sabotaging your relationships? Stay tuned as we delve into the reasons why women lose interest and what you can do about it. Many men believe that women lose interest due to physical appearance or financial status. But is that the whole truth? Let's take a moment to dispel some of these common misconceptions. One of the most prevalent misunderstandings is that physical attractiveness is the be-all and end-all. Sure, it can be an initial draw, but it's far from the deciding factor. Let's not forget the old adage, beauty is only skin deep. A chiseled jawline or a six-pack abs might catch the eye, but it's the character, the personality, the kindness that truly captivates and maintains interest over time. Then there's the belief that money is the key to a woman's heart. We've all heard stories of wealthy individuals who seem to have it all, yet struggle to maintain meaningful relationships. While financial stability can provide comfort and security, it can't buy genuine affection, respect, or connection. Wealth, in the absence of other qualities, is like a shiny car with no engine. It looks great on the outside, but it's not going anywhere. What about the notion that women are drawn to the bad boy archetype? This is another misconception that's been perpetuated by media and pop culture. The thrill of the unpredictable might be appealing at first, but the charm quickly wears thin. Stability, respect, and genuine care are what truly form the foundation of a lasting attraction. We also can't forget the misconception that being too nice or too available can turn women off. While it's important to maintain a sense of self and independence, showing genuine interest and care doesn't equate to being needy or clingy. It's all about balance and authenticity. Lastly, there's the belief that women lose interest when men are not assertive enough. While assertiveness can be an attractive quality, it doesn't mean being domineering or disrespectful. Women value a partner who respects their boundaries and treats them as equals. As we can see, it's not always about the surface-level attributes. Let's dig deeper. The real attraction killer? It's being too, but too what? That's the question we're answering today. So, let's dive into the world of too. Too, in this context, is an excess of a certain behavior or trait. It can be a tricky concept, because while it's important to be genuine and authentic in a relationship, there's a fine line between just enough and too much. First up, being too needy. This is often portrayed as showing too much affection or always desiring the other person's attention, but it also includes subtle actions like constantly checking your phone for messages or feeling insecure when they're not around. It can be suffocating and can lead to the other person feeling overwhelmed. Next, being too available. While it's important to be there for your partner, being too available can make you appear less desirable. It's like that old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's not about playing games, but rather maintaining a sense of individuality and independence. Then there's being too predictable. Predictability can be comforting. It provides a sense of security. But too much predictability can lead to boredom. It's important to keep a sense of mystery and excitement in a relationship. Surprise them with a spontaneous date, or try something new together. Lastly, being too agreeable. Agreeing with everything your partner says or does might seem like a good strategy to avoid conflict, but it can actually lead to a lack of respect. It's important to have your own opinions and to be able to discuss them openly. Remember, it's all about balance. It's perfectly okay to be needy, available, predictable, or agreeable, but moderation is key. It's about finding that sweet spot between too little and too much. After all, being too anything can be the real reason women lose interest. Understanding the too factor is the key to maintaining interest and attraction. Now that we know the problem, how can we solve it? How can we overcome the too factor? It's a question that's likely been buzzing in your mind since we started this discussion. But worry not, we've got some solid strategies for you. Firstly, let's talk about developing independence. You see, being too dependent, whether emotionally, financially, or otherwise, can be a significant attraction killer. To overcome this, you need to establish a sense of self-reliance. This doesn't mean you have to do everything alone, but it does mean finding confidence in your ability to handle things on your own. It's about discovering your strengths and not being afraid to use them. This independence is not only attractive, but it also fosters a healthier, more balanced relationship dynamic. Next, we have the cultivation of mystery. Yes, being an open book can be a good thing, but being too open can also be an attraction killer. You see, a bit of mystery can spark curiosity and intrigue, keeping the interest alive. So, how do you cultivate mystery? Well, it's not about playing games or being dishonest. It's about revealing yourself slowly, letting the other person discover you bit by bit. It's about having a life outside of the relationship, which brings us to our next point. Maintaining a balanced life is crucial. Being too absorbed in the relationship, to the point that you lose your individuality, can be a significant turnoff. To overcome this, ensure you have interests and activities that are solely yours. This balance not only keeps you grounded, but also makes you more intriguing, more appealing. And there you have it. Strategies to overcome the two-factor. They might seem simple, but they are indeed effective. They require self-awareness, effort, and sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone. But remember, it's all worth it. Remember, the goal is not to change who you are, but to balance your qualities and keep the interest alive. Because at the end of the day, you are enough just as you are. Your two is not a flaw, but a strength that needs to be balanced. And with these strategies, you're well on your way to overcoming the attraction killer. Overcoming the two-factor is just half the battle. Let's now focus on how to consistently maintain attraction. It's not just about the grand gestures and the initial sparks, but the daily habits and behaviors that keep the flame burning. This is where self-improvement comes into play. It's about continuously growing as an individual, not just for your partner, but for yourself. Reading, exercising, learning new skills, or simply being open to change. These are all facets of self-improvement. And remember, when you improve yourself, you're not only becoming more attractive, you're also cultivating a healthier and happier you. Next, we have respect. It's a fundamental pillar in any relationship. But what does respect look like? It's listening to your partner's thoughts without interrupting. It's understanding their boundaries and honoring them. And it's giving them space when they need it. Respect is about seeing your partner as a separate individual with their own dreams, desires, and opinions. And lastly, let's talk about communication, the lifeblood of any relationship. It might sound cliché, but it's true. Effective communication involves expressing your feelings honestly, without fear of judgment. It's about understanding your partner's perspective, even when you don't agree with it. And it's about solving problems together as a team. But here's a little secret. All these habits and behaviors, self-improvement, respect, and communication, are interconnected. Your efforts in self-improvement can spark meaningful conversations. Your respect for your partner can create a safe space for open communication. And your ability to communicate effectively can lead to mutual growth and respect. So remember, maintaining attraction goes beyond the physical. It's about the emotional and mental connection. It's about continuously choosing your partner every single day. It's about respect, understanding, and balance. Maintaining attraction is a continuous process. It's about respect, understanding, and balance.